This is Swingfield, the story of people trying to make their way in life and trying to get ahead.
Our community, and I want to set the record straight. I, as well, do not have my strings pulled by the mayor's office.
Well, I
So wherever the hell that came up from, I am motivated by the love I have for my people to get out here in the streets and do what I do.
Right.
Where I start crying because I'm doing the onion. And I guess she didn't return it back. Don't mind me crying.
Oh, thank you so much. I needed a read my mind, but I redefine what they consider delivery.
Nobody knows who I am. Nobody knows who so nobody definitely pulls my string. And I think Mission Swami.
Living in fear, they own home. See how they pride is
I don't know, Yardley.
That's a lot.
I don't know how much you put in
Just how they live in their homes. Surviving off the scraps alone. If there was no take me no mistake to be gone. But there is no thing for no one. Looking at it like, come on now, so done. Putting these words together. Still thirsty.
I'm not used to people telling me no, okay?
Essence of life, expand your mind from the lessons I write. Get closer.
Guess you haven't been around.
I guess not, right? So, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Let me introduce you to this young man right here, Nate. Yeah, where's the baby?
Here you come, man.
Where they at? Get in here, hurry up. Who else? Get in here, boy, hurry up.
Hey, what's
Why
up?
you don't got no shoe on, man?
Good in here.
So, I want you to look at this family right here.
There's more to it.
Stay right here, right here. Stay right here on the side of daddy. And you stand right here on that side of daddy.
Family.
I want you to look at this. This is a picture perfect family right here. Why do I say that? Yeah. There's more of them. There's about 20 of them. But listen, you would see. This is a good brother right here. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, so I did it on purpose.
Come on, man.
Cause they know like when I do that, I keep forgetting. Steve and his family, right, have taken, how can I say,
The initiative.
the initiative to say, you know what, I'm going to address a very, very serious situation that's plaguing our community. It's called health issues. And so over here, right? He's getting there. I don't know. Yeah, Steve just got started, but his wife been, started, and she's seeing results already, right, Steve? I see her posting all over the what you call it. Now, in our presentation, right? Like when we do our nutrition classes, one of the things we always start off with is showing people health is not just fruits and vegetables, but it starts with the outside stimulation, right? Which would be the perfect relationship between a man, a woman, and his children. So when you have that good relationship, what does it bring? Health. So now Steve says, oh man, you know what? I love my baby and I love my children. You know what? I'm seeing my baby. You know what? Well, yeah, she motivated me now. Ain't that right, Steve?
Church, you got your whole family goes? Yeah, me and my wife comes, but kids come sometimes.
community, as far as I know. And I've known them all the years that I've been in this community. They have always supported. So what makes it so different? But for them to attack Darryl and Denise was wrong. For him to attack them was wrong. It wasn't about them.
Or place
right. It wasn't about them. That was a political move. And personally, I think it was political suicide.
Right.
Personally, I think it was political suicide. Because after that rant and rave, he shouldn't get a vote from our community. For anything. For anything. When has he ever called us to support anything that he has done?
Right.
To support anything that he has done. Actually, what has he done in our community? Nothing.
Right. And
what has he done?
And you know, we get caught up in that all the time. You'll call out Brother Darryl and Sister Denise, and then you got to actually look back and look at your track record and look in the mirror at what you've done. Right. Because, you know, we might get into some stats according, you know, to some of the stuff that we're about to read in the future. You ain't been there either, you know. And I just think the content of how he did it was really kind of shameless on his part, you know. So
it was a personal attack on them, and it wasn't deserving. It wasn't deserving, you know, because it wasn't about them.
Yeah.
It was about Victoria Rowe and the city council appointing her to the historic commission. That was what it was about.
Yeah.
But he took off and went into a personal attack on Darryl and Denise, which was absolutely wrong.
Right, and I want to say this, Brother Johnnie and Brother Dwayne. At that time was the wrong time to do that, because we mobilized. You had some serious people. The momentum is there. Now you got fire, people with fire in their eyes. He did it at the wrong time. You know, if he had a problem with them, he should have called to meet with them personally and went behind closed doors and said, look, this is what I don't like. You don't do it in public, especially in an event like that. They ain't have nothing to do with anything. So it's time for us to show him, you know, that we are the people. That's our seat. It's time to show him that too.
I'll be honest, Justin, a friend of mine, I reached out to him, Central alumni. He did give me a call back. I think I was looking for answers. I was really baffled.
Right.
Not so much by the whole entire speech, but I understood, like, again, you see, you know, Shalon had put stuff up about some of the stuff that we missed and things like that. So, you know, I take ownership to some of the stuff, but then I also say, hey, we don't always know about stuff. So and then it's like, you got to be a certain person and doing a certain amount of stuff in your community to be able to call your community out.
Right.
You know,
and that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
You know, so
that doesn't happen.
I think people looked at maybe what some of the other people were saying, like Shalon's posted different stuff, and thought maybe they you know, that was a sentiment, so let me echo that. And I just don't think it was the right time. It didn't come off right. He wasn't in a good position at that time. I would think that if he had to do it all over again, he would have, you know, pulled that speech back. Like Brother Andrew pointed out, that was prepared in advance, and probably had no idea how many people were going to be there, what the emotion was going to be like, what the mood was like. You know, and again, these were all voters. These are educated people. These aren't, you know, it wasn't just people just coming off the street not knowing why they're there. Hey, let me just show up just because I was told. These are people that are pretty informed and have influence. So I just felt like, you know, like Brother Johnnie said, it might have been a bad move. Now, bad move. He does have 2 years, so let's see, you know, what's going to happen from there. But I don't know if there's coming back from that, because that was almost like when he voted no is what messed everybody up.
The inception of ward representation, not one white incumbent city councilor has been challenged by anybody.
Because he voted yes to confirm the other two, so he made his rant, and then you thought he would just say, hey, you know, these are my issues, but I don't have an issue with Victoria, so, and give her an affirmative vote. So when he voted no, it just...
But for me, it's all the same. And what I'm more confused about is that we choose this to be our signature issue.
It's like to the 200 people there, bang!
And he was very firm in his no.
And another thing too,
he was very firm in his no.
Right.
On confirming the nomination of Victoria Rowe to the Historical Commission, Councilor Hurst.
No.
Councilor Shea.
Yes.
Councilor Twiggs. Councilor Allen.
Yes.
Councilor Rook.
Yes.
Councilor Bud Williams.
Yes.
Councilor Ramos.
Yes.
Councilor Marcus Williams.
Yes.
Councilor Gomez.
Sorry. Yeah.
Councilor Ash.
Yes.
Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Councilor Walsh.
Yes.
Councilor Finn.
Yes, more than sufficient. Appointment
And another thing too, like I said, like we had talked off before we got on about being the speech being prepared. There were probably a lot of other prepared speeches too until they seen the crowd, because you've seen the demeanor of some of them. I mean, even if we, because I was close up, I was taking a look at everybody sitting down, and you could have seen the tension and nervousness on some folks, because they usually sitting in there with nobody around, and they, you know, with the cockiness, and you've seen that. So I think a lot of other speeches probably took a back burner today, and people said, you know, even
well, you know, in the tape, you can hear the people being that was dissatisfied with what he was saying. You know, he was totally off base. You know, it had not, what he was saying had nothing to do with what was going on. He was just expressing his own dissatisfaction
and frustration.
You know, but listen, how many young black men and women has he promoted, brought to the table, helped to try to get into office, nurtured? How many, if any?
I mean, he'd have to speak for that. We don't know. I mean, we're not seeing it.
But why would you condemn a brother and a sister who is trying to help pass on a legacy or teach them the road to politics?
The inception of ward representation, not one white incumbent city councilor has been challenged by anybody out of the mayor's office. Are they somewhat considered better than the black incumbent city councilors? It's either politics or petty politics, but for me it's all the same. And what I'm more confused about is that we choose this to be our signature issue. This is our signature issue. Why didn't we organize in protest of Marjorie Guest, a black woman who was removed from the Historical Commission with little to no explanation? Where was the protest then? Or any other individuals, for that matter? Where was the uproar when Commissioner Barbieri hired two white male deputy chiefs to the second highest position in the police department, while a qualified African American was passed up for the same position? When we go into our mayor's aid bin, when we go into the chief of staff bin and demanding answers, but yet we can gather tonight. I get it, and I like it. But we need to gather for the right reasons. Why were we silent? And I'm including myself as black leaders. When the police came to the new board, when the police came to the new board,
excuse me, sir. Sir. To everybody.
You may or may not agree. Why were we silent when the police hearing review board, charged with providing information to the community about police misconduct and citizens' complaints, failed to release a report in nearly 2 years? Where were we hiding in? Where was the outcry for the failure of the mayor's administration when it comes to minority contracting? I know you're big on minority contracting, as are you, Councilor Edwards. Where was the outcry then with the Montgomery Keaton program designed to help close the gap between black males and Hispanic males? Fell flat in his face because the mayor's administration has done nothing to make that program a success. And finally, my last point, where is the black leadership when it comes to calling our black chief of staff to the mayor and the mayor's aide on a call for repeatedly running black candidates against black incumbents and never running white candidates against white incumbents? Or better yet, running black candidates against white incumbents. We have to do better.
Hey, Mr. President. Hang on a second, folks. Everybody, we're gonna turn the floor over to another member.
Mr. President.
Councilor Williams. Hold on 1 second. What we're gonna do is Councilor Williams. Hang on.
Please,
point of order.
Please, with all due respect, we want to be mature. He has a right to his own opinion. Everyone has a right to their own opinion. Let's demonstrate maturity when these young people came down for citizenship. Everyone has a right to their own opinion. You folks do too. But this outburst, for the older people outburst, I don't understand. The young folks I can't, because me and C. Jackson used to do this. But we're mature now as an older individual. Young people, let people speak their own opinion. That's all. And be respectful. That's all.
Thank you. Okay, Councilor Edwards. Councilor Edwards.
I came tonight with a lot of prayer because I knew this was going to be a very controversial night. I stand here not to refute anything that any of my colleagues have said, but to extend my own personal regret for the young lady who has had to be embarrassed and had her name bantered about through this situation. I don't like the process that has led to the nominees that are here. Bob McCarroll, Mr. Slate, Mrs. Guest were all competent and capable individuals. But the mayor had the right to appoint whoever he chose to with the charter we have in place. I am here to say that this young lady, and without mentioning her name, deserves a lot more respect than what she's received from not only this body but across the city, because we all know who and what this is really about. The fact that we had no discussion about the black woman who was taken off the council is very legitimate, because the only one that we're really talking about is this one lady. So I'm here first to say that that I'm sorry for any embarrassment that's been caused to her. I've only met her one time. I'm one of those incumbent counselors who's had other people run against them before. I won my election, so I could be magnanimous. I won. And I'm very proud of all of the elections that I've been involved with, that after the election, the very people who either I beat or who beat me, I've had a good relationship with. And I would hope as statesmen that we would all strive to be that way. I'm not here to defend the appointments or to attack the appointments. I don't like the process. I don't like the process that's led to the new alcohol facility on Mill Street. I don't like the process that's leading to the realignment of Central Street. I don't like the appointment and the raise of the superintendent. And I'm not involved in the school committee, but I don't like the process that led to that. There's so many different processes that I don't like, but I think we need to address the processes in the context of, as elected officials, what our role is supposed to be, and not allow for it to attack a young woman of color when so many of us in this room have been for so long striving to get more people, young people of color, to be involved with the process. This should not be where, we start talking about the qualifications of an individual. I can respect anybody's opinion one way or the other. I can't honestly tell you when I first ran for city council, I was any more qualified than anybody who was already sitting on the council. And so I don't want to get into whether or not somebody owns a home or whether they have a degree in something. I just want us to be respectful that this is a human being. This is somebody's child. I don't believe, and to be frank and honest, with not knowing how old she is, I got children, I bet, at least 2 or 3 of them that are older than her. And I wouldn't really appreciate the banter that's going around the city if this was my child. So let us separate our feelings, and my colleagues are correct. There's too many other important issues that are going on in the city for us not to have a chamber full of people for issues that are very important without this being it. The 2 appointees to the police commission don't live in Springfield. Now they're required to come to Springfield. So whether you believe in residency or not, if you don't live here, you don't treat work like you treat home. So this is home, not home for me. I don't mean to go out on any tangents, but I'm really upset, not so much in the process. Bob McCarroll is my friend, Ralph Slade I know, Miss Marjorie I respect, but The young lady, which has caused the catalyst for all of you to be here, she doesn't deserve this. And she doesn't need to be disrespected. Think about what she did. She accepted an invitation from the mayor to be on a non-paid board. And
you guys aren't supposed to know. Well, there you go. That's the best time you catch the best.
They wanna read my mind, but I read the fine. What they consider the
You know what I'm talking about, but you don't know where it is, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I don't know where it is.
Oh, where did I? Oh, I put some over there and I put the rest on the other side. We don't need all that.
Alright, I just need to make one more of these. Now, what this is a cheese dip, right? Or we call it a cheese dip because in the world of nutrition, okay, people, in order to heal a person, right, you really first have to heal their mind because everything starts in what? In the brain. So what we've been programmed to do is eat cheese. One of the worst things you can eat, cheese. Why is that? Because it comes from the cow. Now people say, well, I thought cow milk was good for you. It depends on the cow. The cows that the milk come from today are what you call hybrid animals, right? The cows, they were crossbred way back in the day.
Well, cows are hybrid too?
I saw a post on Facebook. We're not supposed to drink cow's milk. Because cows are supposed to drink their own milk.
That's right.
We're supposed to drink human milk.
That's right. That's right. So if you look at every animal, right? The female has what? Breast to feed the what? The baby. So
yeah, Elvin's here. I don't know what you want to do.
yeah. So yeah, they say yeah, we say cow milk is no good for you. Why is it no good for you? Because cow milk was designed for a cow, right? You know, to nourish the cow. A cow grows to what, about 1,000 pounds by the time it reaches full maturity, right? So if the cow grows to 1,000 pounds from drinking cow milk, how big will you get from drinking cow milk? I mean, it's a simple logic, ain't it? So now we know that the Creator, who they call God, created everything and made it perfectly, gave it purpose. I'm trying to find the top for this. And every animal, right, is fed at first when it's small by the mother. What is it fed? Breast milk. So is the cow. Now we, our women, we've been taught, us men, to only look at a woman, her breast for one thing, right? But we forgot, or it's been taken away from us, the knowledge of the breast, what the true purpose is for nourishing, just like every other animal, right? The female has breast to nourish its young till it can do what? Eat food, right? Until the body's able to digest, you know, hard food. So breast milk is given to that baby.
What they consider delivery. I read the time you watch. I wonder, this light, I'm chopping, breaking backwards. I'm back for the black for under the poverty. level, they tired and worn. Living in fear, they own home. See how they pride is torn.
It's like to the 200 people there, bang!
And he was very firm in his no.
And another thing too,
he was very firm in his no.
Right. And another thing too, like I said, like we had talked off before we got on about being the speech being prepared.
Yeah.
There were probably a lot of other prepared speeches too until they seen the crowd, because you seen the demeanor of some of them. I mean, even if because I was close up, I was taking a look at everybody sitting down, and you could have seen the tension and nervousness on some folks, because they usually sitting in there with nobody around, and they, you know, with the cockiness, and you seen that. So I think a lot of other speeches probably took a back burner to that, and people said, you know,
even, well, you know, in the tape, you can hear the people being that was dissatisfied with what he was saying. You know, he was totally off base. You know, it had what he was saying had nothing to do with what was going on. He was just expressing his own dissatisfaction
and frustration.
And frustration, you know. But listen, how many young black men and women has he promoted, brought to the table, helped to try to get into office, nurtured? How many, if any?
I mean, he have to speak for that. We don't know. I mean, we not seeing it.
But why would you condemn a brother and a sister who is trying to help pass on a legacy or teach them the road to politics or to being young leaders?
And we're going to listen to it right now, Brother Johnny. But one of the things that really struck me, and I was baffled about how he said how those two are running candidates against candidates, which I thought was kind of ignorant statement to really say something like that. You know, Mason Square, you know, is full of people of color. That's who's going to run in that. Most of these neighborhoods are the people that are running for them are the people that look like, you know, you have the Spanish community. So for that comment to be said was kind of really like, that's why I said the speech was prepared, and it was someone wasn't thought behind some of the stuff saying.
Yeah. I think some of it again went back to even with his wife and Dr. McFadden, which when that all went down, I felt like we could take both seats. Now I don't know why people felt like it was a straight attack against her, whatever, but I mean they could have worked more together, but I knew if our community came together, they were both going to take those seats, and we have to stop thinking like that, like there's only room for one of us. No, if we work together, we
can take all the seats. We got to call a caller on the air.
But I redefine what they consider delivery. I lead the time. You watch and wonder. This lightning, I'm chocolate thunder. Breaking backwards, I'm back for the black poor under the poverty level. They tired and worn, living in fear. They own home. See how they pride is torn. Bullet holes in the windows and sides is shown like a museum exhibit. You seeing just how they live at bare bones, surviving off the scraps alone. If there was more for them to take, make no mistake, it'd be gone. But the only thing is no thing for no one. I'm looking at it like, come on now, I'm so done putting these words together, and it just don't measure up. Fill it up, still thirsty for another cup. Fill it up, get closer to the essence of life. Expand your mind from the lessons I write. Get closer. lifted. Like I was at the bar saying cheers, I lifted. For those behind bars paying years, lift it up for the old and graying hairs on the beard of a man with no fear that his end is near. Envision this, transition is nothing compared to the tribulations of living in good health. Be risen and take the time to listen to the essence, get closer to it. Do it like you were supposed to do it, and stop following the poster platform. You're stuck in the sand with the rest of the ant farm. Break the glass, let the bell ring, fire alarm, rain down, sprinklers on, no eye of the storm. Just like when I performed, they all went from the energy that's radiating out in front of me. I doubt